Some more info about clubs. Reese is back outside the locker room. Has Klein finally lost this week? All this and so much more. Good morning, Staples. Good morning, Staples. It is Thursday, October 29th, and I am Jack Caldwell. We have lots of news and lots to tell you about this, and we'll all begin as soon as we all stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gus noticed a bulletin board just down the hall and then went to investigate and see what he could learn about the GSA, the GayStraight Alliance. Here's his piece.
All right, good morning, Staples. I'm Gus McGee here with Mr. Frey, the leader of the GayStraight Alliance Club here at Staples. I'm just going to be here asking him some questions about how the club works and basically what it is. All right, so Mr. Frey, what is the GSA all about?
Well, Gus, the GSA is a club where students who are interested in discussing issues related to gender and sexuality can meet in a safe environment every week.
What was the inspiration behind the GayStraight Alliance Club?
Well, first of all, Gus, the GayStraight Alliance was the first GayStraight Alliance in the state of Connecticut in a public school back in 1993. And I think the inspiration was essentially for, there were a lot of folks who felt bullied or felt as though they were misunderstood because they were a member of the LGBT community or an ally. So it was just a place to try and lift some of the ignorance and to try and spread the word that there's a safe place where people could discuss these issues.
Is there a message that you're trying to get across to the Staples community about the GayStraight Alliance? And if there is, what is it?
Well, guys, when the GSA started over 20 years ago, I think that it was about tolerance, sort of just tolerating people who were different. But I think the message today is more about dispelling ignorance and really embracing diversity or embracing people from different backgrounds.
Is there anything new about the GayStraight Alliance that you would like to tell Staples High School about?
Well, as far as what's new, Gus, is really our name. People think it's GSA, GayStraight Alliance, when in fact we changed our name to Gender and Sexualities Alliance. And that's because of the advent of visibility of the transgender community. There are several members in our group who identify as transgender. So I think that that's something that's important to realize, and it's a safe place not just for LGB, but for T as well. The GSA meets every week, every Thursday from 2:15 to 3 o'clock in room 2046, the Chinese room, and it's open to everybody. So it's not just LGBT, it's for allies as well. We hope to see you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Frey, for chatting with me about this, and we'll cut back to the host.
Thanks to Gus and Mr. Frey for sharing that information with us. We hope because of organizations like the GSA that all students will find their place here at Staples and be more comfortable with themselves and other students here. Halloween is the day after tomorrow, and in honor of this day, the Theater 3 acting class and audio production class will be collaborating on the presentation of Dracula at 1 o'clock tomorrow in the Black Box Theater. Here's some more information about that show.
Hi everybody, I'm right outside the Black Box Theater and I got 3 of these. 3 different times, Mr. Roth and his Theater 3 class, along with Mr. Honeycutt's audio class, put together a radio drama, submitted it to the National Radio Awards, and they won Best in the whole country. And this year, they're up for number 4, and the other thing about that is next year probably 2, because this Friday at 1 o'clock, they're producing Dracula, perfect just for Halloween. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to play on the radio, but you're invited. 1 o'clock, it's a radio drama, just like old-time radio dramas were. Mr. Honeycutt's class is going to be doing the sound effects, and Mr. Roth's class is going to do a special kind of acting. So please come by. You don't need a reservation or anything. Come by, 1 o'clock, ask your teacher, maybe the whole class can come. 1 o'clock, right here in the Black Box Theater, Dracula. Mr. Honeycutt's audio class, Mr. Ross, Theater 3 class is going to be great.
So go ahead from extra extra.
Much better than you did this morning.
Nice.
There was no something's broken in the window.
Hi, I'm Mr. Roth, and I teach the theater classes here at Staples. For several years now, Mr. Honeycutt's audio production class and my Theater 3 class have combined to do a live radio broadcast of a story that's chosen for each year. Last year we did It's a Wonderful Life. In the past we've done A Christmas Carol, and this year we're doing Dracula. So of course we're doing it the day before Halloween. These scripts are all taken from the 1930s and the 1940s when the Mercury Theater in Orson Welles were producing radio shows on a regular basis and telling different stories. And so the script is terrific, and the audio production kids do a phenomenal job creating all of the different sound effects that take place in the story, and my Theater 3 students work very hard to master the accents and the voices that are required for the speaking part of it. It's going to be really exciting, and we broadcast it live on WWPT. Thanks a lot.
Hey, I'm Jim Honeycutt. My audio production kids are doing the sound for Mr. Roth's theater kids. And so these are some of the devices you see around here. Over here, you see a thunder sheet. You see some doors for door sound effects over there. Jackson breaks some glass in here when Dracula breaks into the room. This is a rain machine, so you can hear the sound of the rainstorms. Over here, we have the sound that we use for the wagon being pulled with the vampire's body in the coffin. Terrific sound effect. We love that. Sound of doors closing, things slamming, and train whistles. So I hope you can all consider coming to our show on Friday, 1 o'clock, and we'll be broadcasting on WWPT. Thanks.
So you're all welcome to attend this show, which begins at 1 o'clock on Friday. It should be a great show, and both the classes collaborating on this project hope that their show will win first place again in the Drury Awards for high school radio. Jake is back with a follow-up on last week's Play School piece. Let's see what else he has for us about this class.
Good morning, Staples. Last week we talked about the preschool. Now we're joined by a former preschool member, Danielle Johnson.
Hi. Morning, Staples.
So tell me, why did you join the preschool?
Originally, I have two brothers, and my oldest was a student at Staples at the time taking the class, and my mom thought it'd be kind of fun for me to be in it, being his sibling.
What do you remember most about the preschool?
To be honest, I was kind of young when I was in the program, so I don't remember, obviously, the whole year I was in it, but I do remember having a lot of fun with my brother and kind of making friends with his friends, and I was his younger sister. It made him kind of like a chick magnet, so it was kind of funny to watch.
Has being a past preschool student influenced you in taking the classes now?
I started out last year when I was a junior, second semester, and I didn't really consciously remember it when I enrolled in the class. It took me a few weeks to kind of remember that I was part of it when I was so young, but I think it's made a real difference in kind of seeing the two different ends of the program and seeing how influential it can be being a student and then a teacher.
How has being a former preschool student influenced the way you teach now as a student teacher?
When I was a student in the program, I didn't really think much of it other than it was my preschool. I came in and I did the lessons and made bonds and formed relationships with many teachers rather than just one. But being a teacher in it now, I see how important exposure is for children and opening them up to different things around our school, not just in the classroom environment.
Thanks, Danielle. Now back to the hosts.
Thanks for that interesting follow-up, Jake. We hope that many of you will consider taking this wonderful class. With Halloween just around the corner, some of our TV journalists wondered what costumes our students might be wearing this year. Let's learn what costumes are popular with students this year.
Since Halloween's approaching, we're going around Staples asking students what they're dressing up for Halloween.
How
I'm gonna be Chewbacca from Star Wars.
For Halloween, I'm gonna be a guest.
For Halloween, I'm being a gorilla.
For Halloween, I'm gonna be a bunny.
I'm gonna be a Power Ranger for Halloween.
For Halloween, I'm dressing up as a boxer.
For Halloween, I'm going to be a vampire.
For Halloween, I'm going to be a firefighter.
For Halloween, I'm going to be Henrik Lundqvist.
For Halloween, I'm going to be Donald Trump.
For Halloween, I'm going to be a sexy nurse.
For Halloween, I'm going to dress up as Dustin Pedroia because he's my favorite baseball player.
I think Harry and I are gonna be twins this year.
I'm gonna be a washing machine.
I'm wearing a toga and a Spartan helmet.
Nuns.
I'm excited to see those costumes. Now let's throw it back to the host.
Sounds like some pretty interesting costumes. I wonder if any staff members will be joining them out. And now it's time for some sports. Reese is back outside the locker room. This time, he's outside with the field hockey team.
Good morning, Staples. I'm here with field hockey captain Jordan Ragland of the Staples field hockey team, which has gone 8-4-1 this season, a pretty impressive record for the Wreckers. So you guys had your senior day last Monday against, who was it?
Brian McMahon.
Brian McMahon. How was that?
That was actually a really good game. We played under the lights in the stadium, and everything we've learned in the season kind of came together, and we all played really well.
That's really good. Progress right there. Have there been any particular standouts on the team this year?
Yeah, there has. Colleen Bannon, this has played really well this season. Ellie Fair, who's a freshman, she's played excellent. And Christine Taylor have all been key players on our team this year.
So does this year's team have any postseason aspirations, or is there anything to come for November?
Yeah, it looks like on Friday we'll be playing Norwalk since we're 5th and 6th in the FCAC currently. So that'll be our first FCAC game.
Oh, good. Thanks for joining us this week with the girls field hockey team, and now back to the host.
Nice job as usual, Reese. Good to see the field hockey team in our show. Well, it's time for the Klein Challenge. This could be the week Mr. Klein makes his move. He has been losing for 4 weeks now and is wondering if the students can continue to beat him.
Good morning, Staples! Happy NEASC visit. Mr. Klein and Mr. Zito here once again for week 7 of the Klein Challenge. Zeets, what is going on?
Happy NEASC visit.
Happy
to
NEASC.
you
Well, by
too.
this time it's over, so hopefully we all got through it unscathed.
How'd you do last week?
How'd I do last week? Well, there seems to be a theme here, and that is that Mr. Klein is not very good this year. Catherine Coogan went 2-1. Mr. Klein went 1-2, even losing his lock of the week, which was the Chargers losing to the Raiders. That is another losing week for Mr. Klein. I have not won a single week yet this year. That leaves the students at 15-3 overall, 12-6 for Mr. Klein. I think we may want to change the name from the Klein Challenge to the Klein Challenged, because it has been a challenge this year.
And Catherine, picking from the heart with
Catherine
Tennessee
goes with
too.
Tennessee. That was her one loser, but she did a wonderful job. Good job, Catherine.
Absolutely. And I don't just have a fan for you this week. I have a super fan.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Super fans are tough. Let's take a look. I am here with Steve Warshavsky. Steve is a senior, but he's actually been dogging me since his freshman year to be on this show. So Steve, it's great to finally have you on, buddy.
It's nice to be here. True challenge for you.
True challenge, absolutely. Well, we'll talk about that one a little bit. Okay, Steve, what kind of football fan are you?
I am a New York Jets fan.
All right, Jets fan, let's hear it right now.
Jets, Jets.
I like it. Okay, so Steve is actually a student in my accounting class, and he actually does a terrific job. However, those of you who know Steve know he's a little bit like a wrestling villain. He's loud, he likes to needle people, he likes to get under people's skin and rile people up. So I'm not sure if the students are actually rooting for you this week or they're rooting for me, buddy.
They're rooting for you to lose and me to tie.
Okay, terrific. All right, well, this one's going to be a little personal simply because I don't want to hear Steve talking about beating me all year long. All right, Steve, give me your picks for week 7 of the Klein Challenge.
I have the Cardinals beating the Browns, the Saints over your New York Giants, and shout out to my good, loyal Jets fans. I have the Jets beating the Raiders.
He's going with his boys, going with the Jets, and also picking against my New York Football Giants, so I'm doubly rooting against Steve. I'm going in this direction this week. I am going with the Atlanta Falcons over the Tampa Bay Bucks. I am going with the New England Patriots, for all you Pats fans, Mr. Mongurtis, over the Dolphins on Thursday night. And my lock of the week.
Ooh, that's a big lock, all right.
I am going with the St. Louis Rams over the San Francisco 49ers. It's a showdown, buddy.
I'll see you in class.
We'll see you in class. Enjoy the games. See ya!
Well, continued success to the students. Let's see if they can take Mr. Klein down this year. Mr. Klein has won it the last 3 years. Maybe it's the students' time. That's our show, Staples. The Period 8 class will be back next Wednesday. Do not miss Dracula at 1 p.m. tomorrow in the Black Box Theater. Good morning, Staples.